got a report that says the water is too high in this tank. We'll take a look here and see. Ah, it does look high. Do you know why it looks high? Do you know what to look for? If you don't know what to look for, you might think this toilet was fine. But this particular toilet, for me just looking at it, I know it's wasting water on every flush. Let me show you a little closer. Okay, and this rod sticks down below this pin a little bit more. Main thing, I don't want to slide it off the pin, you know? I'm going to slide it down a little more, and I'm almost at the end. We're going to see. Oh, you know, there's an actual stop at the end of it, so you can't slide it off. That's good to know, huh? So I've got that slid down as far as it'll go. And now we're going to try it again. Hopefully it's going to be close to 1 inch. Lift up the flapper valve. So you got to let some water out so that this fill valve knows to start letting water in. If you just let a little bit of water out, the fill valve's not going to work properly. So you got to get it down far enough. Okay? So now this is filling back up. I guess we'll just sit here and wait for it, shall we? And, you know, wherever it ends up, that's where it ends up, because I know I can't adjust it any further than that. And hopefully it's close to 1 inch. Now, if it's not close to 1 inch, you can make a decision to change that fill valve over there, you know? And I got a video for that. And the fill valves don't cost very much. They're only plastic, and the type I get costs about $8. You can change that whole thing out for $8. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What the heck? You know what? What's happening here? It's overflowing. For some reason, that didn't do it. I'm going to have to play around with that ball a little bit more. Maybe I just sprung the entire water fill valve. I don't know, but that shouldn't be doing that right now. You know, it felt like this was kind of stuck. And maybe with me playing around with it, it got stuck on the back side here or something. As that comes up, that should stop. And it seems like that's working fine. You know, let's try this again. I'm going to let it flush all the way this time. Just like I would do normally to flush the toilet. Because maybe somehow that prevented this from going all the way down. You got to leave that alone. You don't want to touch this fill valve because you want that to act natural on your flush, okay? And look back there and the float looks fine. It's not rubbing the side of the toilet or anything like that. I'm just going to sit here and watch this. You're going to watch it too. See what happens, you know. This should be okay. I hope it's not something I have to change this fill valve. I mean, worst case scenario, I can change the fill valve. It doesn't take very long to change those. But I really don't want to do that. I got some other stuff I got to do today. You saw before, I had it adjusted at 3/4, and I lowered the float down further, and that should have done the trick. Let's just see here. It's coming up. We're getting close to 1 inch. Hey, look at that. Now that went up that time. Now, what do we have there? See, that looks like a little bit more than 1 inch. So I may have to play around with that some more. Let's just see here what I got. Let's just see. Hitting the water right there, and I'm at 1 1/16 inches. Now I could leave it right there, but I think I'm going to play around with that ball just a little bit more. I'm going to just adjusted that up just a hair. And I'm going to flush it again, because last thing you don't want this to be too low. You don't want it lower than an inch by too much. If you got that down an inch and a half, let's say, or an inch and a quarter or something like that, you can adjust this and it goes down even further. Now you're not going to have enough water to flush your toilet properly, and if you have to, sometimes you may have to flush twice, and now you're not saving any water, are you? And nobody wants to flush the second time. The next person who comes has to flush. You know what I'm saying here? So I'm going to flush this again and see what happens. Same toilet, same everything. I haven't touched it. What you get here is what I go through on each little service call, okay? I'm not going to set up everything to make it go just right every time the first time, because that never happens, all right? I want to show you in real time what may come up on your project, okay? So now I'm going to flush this normal, and we're going to see what happens. This should go up, and it should be around an inch, maybe just a hair less than an inch, because I raised that little metal adjustment up ever so slightly that time, okay? I know, you just wanted to sit and spend your day watching a toilet fill up with water, right? But hey, if it helps you with your project, I'm all for that. I want you to know how to adjust your toilet, by God. By golly, George. All right, we're almost there. Okay, it came up by itself. Let's take a measurement here. Let's hold it over here. Okay, I'm touching right there. We're at an inch, folks. Okay, I think we're good. Before I call it 100% good, I'm going to flush the toilet one more time, because when I get done with something, I like to check things out a couple times. I know I'm going to waste a little bit of water. Sorry about that. But I don't want to come back to this toilet tomorrow, or I don't want to tell somebody, yeah, I got it all fixed, and have them have problems with it tomorrow, and then I got to drive out and look at a toilet some more. I'm here right now. Spend a few minutes extra if you have to. It's always a good idea to do that, okay? I'm just spending a little bit of time with Joe, because little video Joe knows, we hope. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, come on, come on. You can imagine, you know, the water that I'm going to save doesn't seem like very much, but we're talking over the span of the entire toilet surface of the tank. Doesn't look like that much water, but every single flush, every day, every month, every year, you know, that's a lot of water you could be saving. And if you're on a water meter, you know, you're going to save a little bit of bucks right there just doing that.